Last season on KDWM The Fish Live.
So, to get married.
Oh, no.
Bobby's getting married Saturday. And it's not catering, I promise. It's Saturday. It's not catering. Bobby's getting married.
What?
I'm serious. And not even just crazy. He's getting married Saturday.
I love my brother, and he makes bad decisions. She said that she was a pianist, and you know, I don't think she can play the piano that well.
I tend to be a peacemaking type of person.
Bobby's really Bobby. Nomi's really Nomi. And Christopher's actually really Christopher. We don't have to. The script just writes itself.
When we first started out, everybody was, it seemed like everybody was against us. It wasn't that. We had a lot of inexperience as well. So it was a lot of trial and error.
Honor and obey him until death parts the two of you.
I do.
And a lot of going in and just every day hoping, hey, I hope what I did yesterday made it better. My legs hurt tremendously the next day. I was told that I was basically just toting my wife everywhere.
Until you fell down a lot.
Oh, no, I had to pick Rebecca up a couple of different times.
This is true.
KDWM The Fish is filmed live in Monroe, Louisiana.
You like to keep guessing. No one knew what you had, it's all so depressing. You never satisfy yourself because days are long, nights are longer. You never learn to be alone. Holding in, it makes you stronger. I'm gonna watch this implode. It's 5 a.m. You're wide awake. Monster your covers now. It's begging you to say it's not your fault. You're not to blame. Different situations, someone's gotta pay. You say it's all for nothing. You never knew what you had. It's all so depressing. You know that's why it's just because days are long, nights are longer. Never learn to be alone. Moving in, so nice and stronger. I'm gonna watch this implode. It's 5 a.m. You're wide awake. Monster under your covers now. It's begging you to say it's not your fault. You're not to blame. Different situations, someone's gotta pay. Suffice to never listen. What's on? Thought you got it. You're not even sure that it. I'm so in the nursery. That suffice, but you never listen.
That's absolutely correct. You have found it. You have found exactly what happens when TV and radio get together and they have a baby. You're listening to KDWM live right here in the Twin Cities, Monroe, Louisiana, and you are listening and watching our first ever show, broadcast to you right here on KARD Fox 14. My name is Christopher Bass. Right in front of me is my producer for this show right now. Her name is Ashley. Say hello, Ashley. How you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Panel out there, starting with Mr. Mike Warren. Introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Mike Warren.
And I'm Stacy Jones. I'm Rebecca Gibbs.
And I am the Chad.
Now, the Chad, if any of you that are just now joining us, you know that we switched from the CW over here to Fox, and we're also internet and satellite streaming radio. So if you hear him say the Chad, you might recognize him from a show a long time ago right here in the Twin Cities, Monroe, West Monroe. Used to be, it's Lanyap now. What did it used to be?
It used to be Opus.
Opus Broadcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Whip-In Chad Show.
Yeah, and great people over there, friends of ours.
Oh,
and,
yeah, good guys, good guys.
Absolutely great guys. So Chris actually mugged me as I was coming down the stairwell here in the building and was like, "You're coming to work for me." And I was like,
"Close.
No, I'm not." And he was like, "Yes, you are."
Here
and
you are.
Here I am. So.
It worked out. It worked out well for Absolutely. Us because he has a great background in radio and TV, and then of course everything that we do live with the fish. So what we're going to go over on tonight's show is exactly what we do on KDWM live right here in the Twin Cities, Monroe, West Monroe. Talk about our beautiful studios, our record label, our sponsors, how you can join us, how you can be a guest on the show, and take you through the ins and outs of just having fun with KDWM the Fish. What do you think about that, Mike?
I think it's great. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'm here. You gave us all the opportunity to participate in not only radio, not only TV, but also music production at the same time. And there's not very many places that do all three mediums like that. And one of the things that I love about this is the fact that we're featuring local talent on a national stage. And, what better opportunity are you going to have if you're in the Monroe, West Monroe area? And it also gives people nationwide a chance to see just how talented many of the people are in this particular area.
And there are a lot of talent. You were going to say something, I'm sorry.
Me?
Somebody said something.
No, I was going to say, because he said, just for the world to see that there's a lot of local talent and stuff here, but it also shows that, anybody, anywhere, it doesn't matter if you're in a small town, big town. I mean, you can find a way and move up. You just got to be dedicated to do it.
Yeah, me and Chad were talking about that earlier, and about the different dynamics of the show. Now, Chad's going to have his own show. He's a guest with us today on this show. He's going to have his own show starting next week, and it's the Chad Show,
yeah,
right?
It kicks off on the 1st. We're going to have a lot of really cool and talented people. We're going to have everything from authors to astronauts. I've already booked a goat whisperer. I'm really excited about the circuses coming to town. We're going to talk with some of the folks of that. Not only that, but also nationally known comics. We're going to do book reviews, fun stuff like that. So all the games we always do on radio. But at the same time, we want everybody to interact. We're going to live stream, do all that fun stuff. We're Facebook, Twitter, all the stuff we didn't have back in the day when we did the other show. So I'm really excited about that.
1-800 number, too. You can call in.
It'll be awesome. And you know what? Phoners are where it's at. That's where you get a lot of really awesome content. So I'm really excited about the opportunity to do that. And we're just going to have fun. It's real people doing real radio. So in essence, it's reality radio, which is what I like to say about the show.
That's one of the things that I wanted to cover. Now Stacy's sitting here being all silent. I don't know why. She's
but deadly.
She's going to be leaving us. Now, if you've ever watched us before on the CW before our move, Stacy's been with us, and if you've listened to the shows, she's been with us, but she's going to be leaving our show, and she's going to be producing
The Chad Show.
Yeah, and she can tell you all about all the stuff. We have had discussions. Tell them a little bit about kind of the stuff we talked about behind the scenes about how to produce radio and how that stuff works. Now that I put you on the spot.
Okay, now what?
You know, when we were talking the other day, we had a big meeting with all the people that were going to come on the show, and I was teaching you how to produce radio. Like, we're thinking with our radio brains. Like, for example, we were talking earlier today about Hitler's little package problem that he had, and I mean, this stuff.
He got the short end of the stick.
Hey, we were talking about this stuff can make for great radio, but we were discussing things like what's the difference between just sex selling and something being sexy or something you want to bring to radio. That's what I was driving towards before I rudely interrupted you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in stuff like that too. Stacy, why are you so nervous? Is it just because we're switching and we're doing the Fox thing? Or
I'm not nervous.
You sound like you're nervous.
No.
Don't be nervous.
She's being quiet because we're not supposed to talk at the same time.
Yes, that is true, and I did not want to do that. And I mean,
I know this. She could not poo to Greasy BB right now if she had to. That's how uptight she is. Poor thing. It's the camera in her face. That's what
Probably.
It is.
Well, yeah.
It's just like ripping off a Band-Aid. It's just a Band-Aid that puts you on Fox.
That's a great point. Just imagine our camera operator in his underwear, and you'll be terrified and won't say anything else. No, just go with the flow.
Or she'll just be in awe and still won't be able to say
anything.
Exactly.
I'd like to welcome everybody for the to the tragedy that is KDWM Live. We are the Fish, Big Fish Records, and Warren Publishing Company. We're going to be going over in the next hour exactly what you've got yourself into by not turning the dial. My name is Christopher Bass.
I'm Mike Warren.
I'm Stacy Jones.
I'm Rebecca Gibbs.
And I'm the Chad. Mike
And
is
I'm
like
Ashley.
Mike forgot
That's
who
you,
he was.
No, I was waiting for Ashley.
I was waiting for Ashley too. Yeah.
I have no idea.
That put me on a pause because I didn't know you were going to jump in.
Because you're producing the show, Ashley, when we get done, you can say, and I'm Ashley.
Oh, okay.
So now you can say, I'm Ashley.
I'm Ashley.
Yeah, she got it. She's got
All
it.
right, cool. Awesome.
We'll be back right after this.
KDWM Live is sponsored by Digital Security. At DSC, they strive to make your company and family a priority when it comes to being protected. Riverside, Coney Island. Crawfish and more, spiced the way it's supposed to be. DJ Crazy. Name the music, he'll play it. Costume Shop. They design exquisite and elaborate performance costumes and make them available to anyone. Big Smoke's Bail Bonds. When Little Smoke got you in, Big Smoke will get you out. Arrive in style. Full service, professionally chauffeured transportation. S&J Farm and Feed. Much more than a feed store. Great selection of boots as well as Rock Revival and Miss Me Jean apparel. And much more. Shown Up Barbecue. Great barbecue at a low price.
Come meet the real you in New Orleans. You're different here.
You got your outfit all picked out?
Oh, of course. I'm gluing a mask to my face.
Oh my God.
Alright, so you gotta get David on top with the big bus from 3 and 5.
Okay, David on top.
Well, David will be on top of the big bus. That's where I'll probably show up and do some stuff. Then we got the blues man, Robert Schumer, who I'm talking about. Well, he's the blues man, the guy Robert Schumer. And then we got the trio, but that's not until 6. So y'all need to go over and make sure that everything's set up with the cameras and things like that.
Okay.
Because
that'd be at 6.
Working for you.
Yeah, working for you. Christopher Bass, he's amazing, but he can be a pain in the butt too sometimes when we all just get all stressed out. I mean, it's hectic around here. I mean, it really is. It's hectic.
Let me stop it right there. Hold up. I want to say this. I am the man. behind the camera at KDWM. Despite what Chris Bass has to say, or Mike Warren, I am the man.
Cruise Jazzy treated us great. I mean, and the whole parade, the whole Mardi Gras experience was an amazing event. I mean, it was everything you would expect, and I gotta say, many of those floats were really, they were on a totally different level. They really were. They went above and beyond, and so that was a great experience. I mean, you know, I got to talk to Leonard Services and Homeland Bank, you know, and they all treated us real well. I mean, I got nothing but great things to say about them. They're wonderful people, and I mean, we had a few, you know, small issues. I mean, obviously for Mardi Gras, unfortunately. Well, or fortunately, however you got it, you know, and C and I decided to screw off for a little while and, you know, have a little alcohol.
Got it. I'm going to check on Lachlan right now. So.
Right now?
Yes, love you. Bye.
And look, Mike's been blowing me up.
Bye.
He is cooking lunch, believe it or not, so I'm gonna go get some lunch. So I guess we're drinking lunch. You know, I told him that that you could cook me lunch, which is how I got out of there.
Yeah, right, like I'm cooking you lunch. I don't think so.
It's been going pretty good, I guess. I didn't get to go to Mardi Gras because I was supposed to have a table ready for me, and I guess Jared blew it or somebody blew it. I'm a little PO'd because everybody gets to go off and have a good time, and Cene and Mike told me that they were going to... Cene said that she was going to go cook for Mike. Well, she didn't go cook for Mike. She ended up at Shenanigans. And Haley said that she had to do something with her daughter, and she didn't have nothing to do with her daughter. She went to Shenanigans.
Yeah, girl. Liquid lunch.
So everybody gets to go have a good time at Shenanigans, and I get to sit around and edit. So when it all comes down to it, I'm pretty sure that nobody listens to me or does anything that I actually say, and they're all just having a really, really good time and getting paid to sit around and do nothing.
Sitting on the sofa.
Yeah.
KDWM The Fish Live, right here from our studios in Monroe, Louisiana. My name is Christopher Bass.
I'm Mike Warren.
I'm Stacy Jones.
I'm Rebecca Gibbs.
I'm the Chad.
And I'm Ashley.
She did it right that time.
She did.
Yay.
Big round of applause for Ash.
Nailed it.
That sounded like a recording. That was cool. Oh wait, where are you playing the recording of that?
There was no there
So
is
pretty.
no
That made me sound like
there is no canned clapter.
Applause, yeah.
In this studio.
I knew
We
you
do
had that.
not allow it.
Did you say clapter?
Clapter.
Clapter.
Is that
You
like
know,
laughing while you clap?
No, you know, canned laughter, canned clapter.
Oh, clapter. I just met her. I don't know.
I just
Oh,
wanted
gosh.
applause. I mean,
Clapter.
That's so funny.
I'm sorry.
Stacy,
I get
did you
it.
even get the joke? Because that was like the
Just got
best
it.
thing.
I just got it.
I'd like to
Sorry.
apologize to everybody. Stacy's on a 3-second delay, so
Hell.
it's just the way it
No,
happens.
about the time you were asking Stacy, I just said I got it.
Gosh, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So, in case let's talk a little bit about KDWM The Fish. Mike, why don't you tell them about our recording label, our record label, Big Fish Studios, that is housed here through the Bernard Company?
Okay, well, I think one of the things that Christopher and I really wanted to try and highlight was the fact that we have an actual, real, like, dyed-in-the-wool recording studio. As a matter of fact, we're actually broadcasting from it right now. But in amongst all the music equipment that we have, we got a phalanx of stuff in the control room that does things like record people the right way. And so if you're seriously interested in coming down here, you need to take a look at abernardcompany.com, go to Big Fish Records, and you can fill out a bio form that's on the site there. We actually are getting quite a bit of email, and we're getting a lot of people who are interested in coming down here. And we're looking at auditioning people that want to be focused in the national spotlight. And we are the first step in a ladder, I guess you could say, where we are affiliated with other larger studios, so we're like the way in which you can get a leg up. And we really want to help people. Of course, we're doing it as a business, so that's not too surprising in that regard, but we are seriously looking at trying to do the local talent in the area. And you've got a chance to not only be recorded audio wise, but also for a chance to be on a network, a major network. So
hey, for our listeners and viewers from Balkanville, phalanx means a bunch of crap. Because you said you have a phalanx, and I don't want to lose anybody.
Yeah, you're right. We really do need to focus on some of the people that might not understand what Mike is saying. Not only because he's from Canada, but
Canadian accent
because
gets in the way.
there probably is a few people in and outside of the Balkanville
you need a
area
dictionary to follow.
They say a lot of times people that have a command of the English language are wordsmiths. He is a wordsmith in Wessing because he kills it every day.
Now on your screen there, that 318-608-0278. Again, 318-608-0278. That will get you in touch with our secretary that handles all of our bookings. Her name is Kimber. She is absolutely wonderful. She's in the background right now. Say, hey, Kimber, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Kimber's doing absolutely wonderful. Now, she will be sweet to you the whole time, and she will make sure that she books the hell out of you. Don't lie to them.
Books the hell out of you.
Books the hell out of them. Now, aside from our record label, we also try to make sure that we can publish your songs, and just, we have an artist development program. Now, let's say that you're not quite good enough to join our record label. Well, we have people on site here who will work with you and help develop you as an artist. What?
Or we'll say, if you're not that you're not good enough for our record label, but let's just say that, if you want more practice, you want to learn a new instrument, or, just pick up or anything.
Sure, but there's also plenty of people that, I got 3 songs, okay? I'm a musician. I want to put 3 songs on a demo, and I just want to use it to try and get into clubs or whatever. I mean, this is what we're here for. That's what we're here to do.
Really great
and so not only are we going to give you a nice package that's not going to cost you a lot of money, but we're also going to allow you to use that as your own marketing tool that you can make more money with. It's a win-win situation.
And that's true. We had a couple of guys come in here the other day and record a CD that they sell at their shows.
Yeah, absolutely. And
what, Chad? What?
Well, we're just sitting here, and Mike says package, and the 2 women fell out laughing. As soon as they heard package, they started
No, it's out of context because they didn't hear all the stuff we were talking about before showing on break.
We're still thinking about Hitler. Is that it?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. No, we're not.
No, because now you're going to relate it that we're like those people that think Hitler's funny.
No, we don't. No, Hitler's
no.
Hitler's not funny. Hitler's package is possibly funny, depending upon your sense of humor, I guess.
It's a small amount of funny.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go.
He did have that really big, nice car, though.
Yes. Probably had a few of them.
Oh, God.
You got to compensate.
Right.
What did he have to compensate for?
He got the short end of the stick.
No, I think he was overcompensating. Isn't that what it is? Is it compensate or overcompensate? Am I saying it right?
I think he's overcompensating for his shortcomings in the other area. But, Napoleon, it was said about that, too. The Napoleonic complex, the same exact thing.
But that's because he was short.
As a matter of fact, in Napoleon's autopsy, the guy that did his autopsy actually took his, I was trying to think, y'all remember that movie Free Willy? It was about, anyway, he took his, that movie from the corpse, and it got passed down and auctioned off over years and years, and there's actually a lady that still owns Napoleon's
whale
appendage, and they had a DNA sample done, and it is truly what she said it was. It's still around.
Why would you want to, what
conversation piece?
I bet it's
like,
worth a lot. That's just like when we were talking about with the
how much you have it in a jar? You frame it, or what do you do?
It's pickled in a jar. I read the article. You guys didn't see the entire article. Y'all are clickbait demons, where you just go and you click on.
I haven't read any amount of the article.
It really is pretty interesting. King Tut was another one. It was Napoleon, King Tut, and Hitler. All 3 supposedly had this disorder. I would hate to know that a small tally disorder was named after me. It's literally 2 two men's names. You know, who wants that attached to their name? You know, oh my
God.
I guess it
They're
doesn't
dead.
matter.
They're dead. They don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're right at this point.
I mean, you know,
you're listening to KDW and the Fish. We'll be right back right after this, and we're going to talk about Donald Trump in the news because I'm dying to.
Oh yay!
All right, KDW and the Fish live right here in Monroe, Louisiana, downtown Art Alley. My name is Christopher Bass.
I'm Mike Warren.
I'm Stacey Jones.
I'm Rebecca Gibbs.
I am the Chad.
And I'm Ashley.
All right, we'll see you in a minute.
S&J Farm and Feed surprises everyone the first time they walk in. It's so much more than a farm and feed store, offering home hardware, garden supplies, pet supplies, not just for horses but also dogs and cats, scheduled vaccinations, and certified pet nutritionist on site. Large selections of outdoor clothing lines, including Wrangler, Miss Me purses, and jeans, as well as Rock Revival. Large selections of high-quality boots. For a limited time, selected men and women's boots, 50% off, kids $10, and the Man Cave Barbershop. All of this and more on site. Hey, Kathy, why do you like S&J Farm and Feed off of Thomas so much?
Oh, they have jeans and belts with lots of bling and a wide selection of boots. And their Corinthian bell wind chimes make the most beautiful sounds. Oh, and they have lots of cute clothes for the kids in the latest styles with up to 50% off in the children's barn. And a pet nutritionist on site. And low-cost vaccinations for your dogs and cats on scheduled days. And don't forget the homemade goodies in the gift shop.
How much is this going to cost me?
Well, not as much as you would think with a selection of men and women's clothes up to 50% off.
S&J Farm and Feed it is then.
Hi, I'm Robert Lee. I own Coleman Liquidation. I sell mobile homes. I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to tell it just like it is. These are mobile homes, not mansions. They come in two pieces. If that's what you're looking for, that's what I got. They're used. Some of them have stains. We cover that up. She decorates them. She sells them. These guys help me move them. A bouncer in Birmingham hit me in the face with a crescent wrench 5 times. And my wife's boyfriend broke my jaw with a fence post. So if you don't buy a trailer from me, it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So come on down to Coleman Liquidation and get yourself a home. Or don't. I don't care.
Dear Mrs. Kelly, your family plan is no longer available under the Affordable Care Act.
Dear Ms. Davis, we can no longer offer you the same policy. Your doctor is no longer in the network due to the Affordable Care Act.
Due to the Affordable Care Act, your monthly premium has increased. No longer covered due to the Affordable Care Act.
Send Senator Landrieu a message. Obamacare is hurting Louisiana families.
Yes.
Lincoln. That's a real good car. See, that's the car that I was driving that day. I saw her for the first time. She was beside a chicken stand. Now, it wasn't just one of the name brand chicken stands, but it was a chicken stand nonetheless. And she walked up to the car and I rolled down the window by the use of electric power. And she said, "Are you dating?" So I said yes. She got in the car. She smelled nice. So we decided that we were gonna go to a more secluded area that better suited both her and I. She had a lot of hair, a lot of hair on her arms. I like that. You know what that means, don't you? You know what that means, don't you? Oh yeah. She asked me how much did I want to spend. I told her, I said, how much ever it's gonna take to see, you know, yeah. She said $25. I know. It's, you know, not chicken feed for the working man. But I produced the $25. And she stuck it down in her boot. And, so she proceeded to show me, you know, what I paid to see. And there before me was a 4.5-inch, Oscar Mayer. You can imagine how bad I wanted my $25 back. You want to see? Yeah. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? What do you think of that?
KDWM Live is filmed live in Monroe. Any reproductions of the product without written consent from Bernard Company is strictly prohibited.
All work and no play make the production team and sales staff kinda dull. So the boys let off a little steam, having a good time before the interview at Leonard Services.
Mike Warren for KDWM The Fish. I'm here with Darren Leonard of Leonard Services. Of course, the proud winner, first place in the Crew of Janice float. Tell me, why do you do this? I mean, what really drives you to be involved in this kind of thing?
Well, we just have a lot of fun with it. You know, get to see a lot of people you normally don't get to see, all them kids and stuff along the route. You know, it's just a lot of fun.
Right. I understand you put a lot of time and a lot of effort. There's a few special things that you did with regard to building this float. Perhaps you could tell us what that was.
Well, about 3 weeks before the parade, decided we wanted to build a completely new float. And right there coming out of Christmas and New Year's, it's just kind of tough. Had to find a trailer, then had to get the crew together and start putting everything, you know, getting metal ordered, and a lot of welding, a lot of weekends, long nights.
Well, you did a fantastic job. Now, how does it feel to actually be winning not only this year, but you won last year too, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Always feels good to be number one.
It always feels good. Now, I understood before that you were in second place, so you've either been in first or second place the last 3 years in a row, is that right?
Well, first and second, yes, sir.
First and second. So, let me ask you something. Do you think that they're going to be coming gunning for you next year? Are you going to look up behind you there a little bit?
We always look behind us, but that's normally where everybody's at.
Oh, I see. Well, that's certainly throwing the gauntlet down for other people to try and take first place away from you next year.
Yes, sir.
For KDWM The Fish, my name is Mike Warren. Don't go away. We'll be back with more from KDWM The Fish Live. Hey, Kathy, why do you like S&J Farm and Feed off of Thomas so much?
Oh, they have jeans and belts with lots of bling and a wide selection of boots. And their Corinthian bell wind chimes make the most beautiful sounds. Oh, and they have lots of cute clothes for the kids in the latest styles with up to 50% off in the children's barn. And a pet nutritionist on site. And low-cost vaccinations for your dogs and cats on scheduled days. And don't forget the homemade goodies in the gift shop.
How much is this going to cost me?
Well, not as much as you would think with a selection of men and women's clothes up to 50% off.
S&J Farm and Feed it is then. Mike Warren for KDWM The Fish. I'm here with Jack Dollins and Vicki Fletcher of Homeland Bank. Jack, you participated in the crew of Janus this year. What appeals to you about participating in that type of event?
Well, what appeals to us from the banking standpoint is that we're able to participate for the community, for the betterment of the community, in addition to our employees. Our employees built our float, decorated our float. We rode the float with our families. We also had extended families watching the float down on Trenton Street. So it was a wonderful event.
Excellent. Now, I noticed that the home expo was coming up. What can you tell me about that?
Well, the Home Expo will have a booth in it, and it's going to be Saturday, February the 20th, and Sunday, February the 21st, and we'll have a booth and plan to have giveaways. This is one of our giveaways, our chocolate bars. But anyway, we would love for everybody to come out and visit with us and see the products and things that we have to offer.
Excellent. Now, how did Homeland Bank come into being? How long have you been around?
Right. Homeland's been around about 28 to 30 years. Originated in Columbia by a group of businessmen that wanted to serve that community a little better from a banking customer service quality standpoint. The bank grew, built a branch in Gina, Louisiana. So the two present locations were Columbia, Gina. With our affiliation in the banking market in Monroe, they asked us if we'd like to open an office here in Monroe. So we opened about a year ago, a little over a year ago, with a loan production office in this location on Armand. Been making a few loans, a few deposits and stuff like that. Right now we're in the process of building our first branch here in Washita Parish, which is located here on Tower Drive. Should be open early mid-April we hope, and we'll be able to full service the banking community here in Monroe from that location.
Excellent. Now, Vicki, what appeals to you about being a mortgage lending officer, especially working with Homeland Bank?
Well, not only can we sell mortgage loans to the secondary market, which are the fixed rates, we also offer in-house products for someone that may not quite be ready to go to the secondary market. And it's just nice to be able to service everyone's needs.
Excellent. Now, and you talked earlier before we started shooting with regard to there not being any red tape. Can you expand on that just a little bit more?
Red tape is relative, I think. I think we have the ability to service our customers here in this market a little more efficiently than some of the larger banks in the community. Our goal is to bring hometown banking back to Washita Parish, where you can walk in, see somebody, talk to somebody, and get the quality service you're looking for.
Excellent. For KDWM The Fish, my name is Mike Warren. It's been my pleasure speaking with Jack Dollins and Vicki Fletcher.
KDWM, The Fish Live, right here in Monroe, Louisiana, Twin Cities. It's exactly what happens when radio and television get together and have a baby. Right now, my name is Christopher Bass.
I'm Mike Warren.
I'm Stacey Jones.
Right now, I'm Rebecca Gibbs.
Right now, I'm the Chad.
And right now, I'm Ashley.
Ashley is our producer for this show this evening. She's helping me out. She's nervous. She doesn't talk too much. What do you feel about radio, TV, Ashley?
It makes me nervous.
You're doing really good. When I told her she's going to be on today, she's, everything makes Ashley nervous, but I think she's doing real good. Everybody thinks she's doing good. I think she's doing good.
Yay.
Yay. You're doing really, really good. So, Stacy.
Yes.
We're trying it again here.
Okay.
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
About
And I can't see you.
Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yes or no what?
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yes, that is the right answer.
You said it doesn't matter, though.
Yeah.
She said no, what would you say?
There would be a bunch of boos.
Well, then there is a
There'd
wrong
probably
answer.
just be one boo.
Boo.
Boo from you.
I love Donald
I'm just
Trump.
assuming
Boo,
that
followed
yes
by a
is
who?
always the correct answer.
No, ma'am.
Wait. Are you?
No,
are
ma'am.
Are you knowing Donald Trump, Rebecca?
I'm not gonna even get in a little bit to discussing politics.
Man, it's so wonderful. I was.
Mike's over there like already heated.
A few days ago, I watched him in Vegas. Nice.
You know, the only thing that makes me nervous about Trump is there's a lot of rhetoric that's flying around, and there's just, even though people appreciate his candidness, there are some times where you have to be reserved with what you say because words matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying anything, and I don't know any of his policies. That's the biggest problem is making America great again is not a policy.
So do you think a person that's being candid is equivalent to a bloviated narcissist?
Not necessarily.
Because I can tell you that I believe
He thinks that he's a
Donald Trump
narcissist.
is definitely a bloviated narcissist. I mean, come on.
Well, in business,
the
that's not
guy's
such a
full
bad
of hot air.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's all about himself. I mean, he's built his own brand as Trump. You know.
Let me agree with one thing that you did say.
Mm-hmm.
He has built his brand. I don't think he's full of hot air, and here's why. People to me that are full of hot air they say what they mean, but they don't mean what they say. They don't back it up. He has backed it up with literally billions of dollars in an empire. So he knows and he's good at one thing. So I don't think he's full of hot air. Do I think he's narcissistic? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think he's a brilliant business person? Yes. But those things aren't necessarily bad in all contexts. In the military, narcissism will get you a long way really, really quick.
So with that being said, if you think he's not full of hot air and he's a good businessman and stuff, I mean, do you think that is what it needs to be a good president?
No, I absolutely don't, because I think you have to have the political component. He has no seasoning to me. He's all hat, no cattle, as they would say
He's
out
white bread.
in Texas.
But his rebuttal would be that because he is a businessman, because he's used to galvanizing people towards him, that's precisely the kind of a material you have to have for a president. That's his rebuttal.
I think his rebuttal would be that I'm an idiot and that I'm a loser because I said that I don't think that he's going to be qualified to do what needs to be done. I'm a Cruz guy. I'm more leaning more towards Cruz, and the reason being is with me, like I said earlier, it's one thing to say, hey, we're going to build a wall. It's another thing to say we're going to make Mexico pay for it. You may very well be able to do that, but it's a little more complicated than just building a wall. And trust me, I'm all for legal immigration, but you've got another side of the aisle that is going to take out of context everything you say, even whenever it's within the social confines of what it should be for a presidential type person.
Okay, so talking about immigration, and this is just a little bit off the topic, but you did raise it. One of the things that I read today was the fact they were going to allow some Syrian refugees to come in here that had HIV and other diseases.
What was the backstory? I don't mean to interrupt. What was the backstory on that? Like, why are they letting them come in here?
Well, because I mean, I guess they sympathize with them, you know. But here's the thing, and this is as a Canadian having come into this country legally.
Thank you, by the way.
Thank you for letting me in here.
Exactly.
I appreciate it.
Well, we need to thank your
He did it the right way.
But I had to do an HIV test to come in this country.
Right.
And there was a select number of doctors that were in the city of Calgary. They sure did way back, and they still do. And they're trying to say, well, now we're going to back off on this a little bit. It's not that we as American citizens, of which I am one as well, don't sympathize with people who have these issues. And if you're a sympathizer with regard to allowing Syrian refugees to come in, which is a different avenue of discussion,
right?
One which we could certainly go down. But regardless, now they're making this policy more lax. Now, of course, what's happened in the last 20 years? We have better HIV control, I guess you could say, but we've also found out a lot more about HIV. And one of the Republican issues, I guess you could say, would be that why would we allow people to come into this country that have these taxing diseases? And I mean in terms of money, in terms of how are we as tax-paying citizens going to pay for this? It's not that we don't have sympathy, but many people would say, listen, we've got many people that are already in this country. Why should we be helping these immigrants with their issues when we can't even help our own people that are here right now with these very same issues?
Sure. It's not a Republican issue. There's Ellis Island. It's an American issue.
Right.
They've made all of those people that came in back all the way to the 1900s, early 1900s, the early part of the 20th century. They
Yeah,
made them go through Ellis Island, and they checked them for tuberculosis. They checked them for
all
lice.
kinds of
Right.
things.
But
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that they were advanced enough to do the HIV testing like that we do now, or whatever. What are they saying? Are they saying that that they're allowing the people to come into the country without actually giving them any tests?
Well, they're thinking about. Well, they're going to test them. You get tested anyway, but it's not going to exclude you necessarily. That one thing is not necessarily going to exclude you. But I can promise you, back in 1994 when I immigrated, if I didn't pass the HIV test, I wasn't getting in. There's no way. And I don't have a problem with that.
So
I never had a problem with that.
They will let you in?
No,
even if
they're
now?
thinking about repealing that particular part of the immigration code.
So they'll test them and be like, okay, so you are positive or you're not positive, but it
But it's
doesn't
not gonna
matter.
exclude
You
you.
can come in anyway.
Right.
Why would they test
Which
anyway?
I just that doesn't make any sense
No,
to me.
they don't make any sense.
But
I wonder what the exclusions were back a long time ago on Ellis Island. We'll have to look that up. I mean, I know if you had tuberculosis or whatever, what did they do? Did they keep you on the island, or did they put you on a boat? I don't know. Do you know?
They quarantined them until they could get them back on the next ship going back to their homelands. A lot of times. But, a lot of people are really nervous about the Syrian situation because there is absolutely zero accountability with a government agency back in their home country. People were buying passports, for hundreds of dollars so that they can literally create a new identity for themselves. So literally, we've got terrorists that could be coming into our country. And one terrorist is too many. And look, most people are of the opinion that they're not going to say most Muslims are terrorists. However, they're going to say on 9/11, every one of those terrorists was a Muslim. So people are already hyper vigilant about this, and then you give the situation with ISIS. And here's a parallel for you guys: Ebola. How many cases did we have in the United States? I'll answer it for you. We had five confirmed of those. Okay, none of the people died, not one person, because they had great medical care. But everybody was terrified. Nobody did die. Nobody did. Everybody was terrified of Ebola. They talk about cruise ships. Every cruise ship is going to get hit by a rogue wave. Every cruise ship is going to make you sick. You're going to die. You're going to fall off, and they're going to leave you behind. If it bleeds, it leads. And these things are so blown out of proportion. And then to politicize them during an election year to make hay off of it is tantamount to treason to me, because you're just trying to scare people to death, and you're doing so to
Scare them into your favor. Really.
Exactly.
So do you believe we're being scared to death by saying that all Muslims coming to the country are going to be terrorists? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that if we don't have any way of proving that they are or are not terrorists, they shouldn't come in our country. I think that's just. I think that's a very easy litmus test. Is you can't come in unless you can prove who you are, and it's impossible for them to do it. And the thing about it is, even if we were to be nice enough to let over 1 million people in every year legally, all right, and there's tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people that sneak across the border, all type, northern and southern. Sure. Okay. That being said, we don't have an immigration policy problem here. We have a lack of enforcement of the immigration policy problem. So that's what the issue is. And until you fix it and you control it with a wall and keep people out, more people out, because right now we're the cash cow, even with the economy that we have. So it's such a slippery slope, and it's more complex even than what we discuss about on this panel. But to politicize that is what's so wrong.
Trump said something about he was talking about one of the major people benefactors of the United States that do air conditioning. I forget the name of the place. Carrier air conditioning. They're moving to Mexico.
Well, they took $1.4 million from the Obama administration for business development, basically, and then they hauled butt to Mexico.
So he says, you know what? Every unit that you send back to the United States, if I become president, I'm going to put a 35% tax on it. And I don't think that's out of line. I don't. I think that you got to not teach a lesson, because that sounds like old school, a long time ago. But you got to draw a line, and the line is that we're not going to put up with certain stuff anymore. And that's what I like about Donald Trump. I'm not saying that we need to make him president because of who he is or what he's done in the past or what he's talking about doing in the future or what he hasn't done or what we don't think he'll do. I'm just saying that I like that he is brave enough to take his own money, his own time, and say that enough is enough. Somebody is going to draw the line. Because ever since we've had Obama in, it's just went completely downhill. He was elected because he was black. That's not fair. He didn't do anything, and he made it worse. I mean,
wow, that's a pretty broad statement, but I will say this. I think the chances of having another African American or a black president are slim because a lot of people voted along those lines because they wanted to see this amazing
Well, that's
thing
what's
happen in
going
our
on
country.
with the not saying. Of course, there's people out there that will vote for Hillary because they agree with what she has to say. But there's a lot of people out there and we're like, well, look, let's get a woman in office and see what happens.
When the movie,
do we need another Clinton in there? I mean, do we need another Bush? Do we need another Clinton? I mean, really?
Well, I mean, we could take a couple more Bushes, but when Grease came out, I forget the year that the movie Grease came out. Everybody wanted to see Grease 2. And now they don't. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Bombastic.
KDWM The Fish would like to offer sincere thanks for having the crew of Janice involved in the making of this show. Thanks, crew of Janice. And remember, they do Texas Hold'em all the time. Give them a call. It's a great place for the boys. I know we all enjoy it. Thanks to the king and queen of the Mardi Gras. A lot of great interviews. Looking forward to next year.
There was a rumor going around that a train stopped the parade. That's why it was stopped for so long. It was just that we were trying to make up the gaps that had developed coming over the bridge.
We were able to stay on pace. Doug came in, helped us a little bit, and we got everything out on time.
All right, got it?
I got it. I'm going to check on Lachlan right now. So.
Right now?
Yes, love you. Bye.
And look, Mike's been blowing me up. He is
You need
cooking lunch, believe it or not. So I'm gonna go get some lunch.
Mike is cooking.
Mike is cooking.
Being Michael Eccles, who is running for election for city council.
KDWM The Fish live right here. Man, that's reality TV. What do you guys talk about over there? Anything you want to share with us? Or you
How
just
much
wanna
I
kinda...
love my job.
Yeah, okay.
She loves her job.
See, that's real, and it was recording, so we'll probably go back over it here in a little bit, because that is what we're all about here at KDWM The Fish Live.
Doing our best not to get fined on live TV.
Yeah.
That's
anymore.
Well, yeah.
Anymore.
Anymore, yeah.
Hey, you know what the discussion we were having was, if you guys have seen, if you've been alive at all, you've seen beer commercials your whole life, and it's, they're happy, they're running around, it's beautiful people, it's good-looking guys, good-looking girls, and they're having a great time, and they never show the hangover the next day or whatever. But you literally cannot consume alcohol. It's part of the old laws of legislating
So what
morality.
happens with the reality shows, or not even reality shows, just like sitcom shows, and they have it in just like a clear mug, and there's liquid in there, and you see them drink it?
Yeah,
so it's implied that it's beer, but you don't actually know that it is.
You're 100% right.
Do you
And
know
they have sensors that watch for it too?
Do you know what you can drink? Like, the reason that we're talking about this is because I don't know if y'all notice. I cover up I have a diet beverage down here, but I cover up
the label.
What diet beverage it is with a very legal Oz, Zach O'Neill, Z-O. I say Oz. I say Oz. He gets it. Zach O'Neill is on our label,
Well,
on
I'm
our
sure
record
he has
label.
a lot of dyslexic fans.
And thanks a lot.
That's pretty brilliant.
And he's a great guy. And if you want to know more about Zach O'Neill, please let us hear about it at bernardcompany.com, and we'll give you a list of his schedule and where he's at. He's absolutely wonderful.
Yep.
But that's what we're talking about. So you can't drink alcohol on camera. But do you know what you can drink on camera and nobody will get mad? And it is alcohol.
What is that?
Wine.
I'll be. Yeah.
Really?
Yep. You can have wine in a wine glass, and it doesn't matter.
So what happens
but you can't drink a beer.
So what happens if I pour my beer into a wine glass and it doesn't have a head on it?
What if my aunt had a tallywhacker? She'd be my uncle, and that's not going to happen either.
Nobody
It's just all who perceives it and how and what and why.
It's legislation of morality. That's exactly what it is. It's the same reason you can't buy beer on a Sunday in some parts of
But you
the
can in
South.
Monroe.
Yeah, but go across the river and you can't. It's
So
just whatever
weird.
they're comfortable with.
And that's what I like about living in Calhoun.
Okay.
See how that didn't have anything to do with the whole conversation?
One of the things I always liked about living in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, is that they would shut down the serving of beer in the strip joints at 2 o'clock in the morning. Because we have to, this was like they would let it go till 12 o'clock, I think, Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, they would allow it to go a little bit later. But they would allow full-blown nudity and tigers and milk baths on the stripper poles.
Wow.
But God forbid you should be drunk watching that at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the
Well,
morning.
you're already drunk by that point.
Well, but I mean, it's so. I mean, the legislation of
Down a
morality
few
is something that really
foot.
doesn't work anyway. But we
agree.
understand. We understand that. I guess on some level we want to try and make sure that little eyes don't see what we don't want them to see. And I guess somebody way back when decided little eyes don't want to see grown-ups drinking actual alcohol on TV.
And the whole reason why we're talking about this is because we're on at 9 p.m. on a Saturday.
Right.
Saturday night, yeah.
On a time when most of the little kids are going to bed.
Oh, yeah, right. Sure, on a Saturday night.
Exactly. That was my sarcasm. Sorry.
So, hey, basically, if you don't know what we're about, catch us next Saturday, right? Because it's going to be even better.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think so.
I hate to be the guy that, I hate to be the guy that says it's time to go, but it's time to go. My name's Christopher Bass, right here, live, Twin Cities, KDWM The Fish. Look for us, abernardcompany.com, and every Saturday night, right here on Fox KRD, Monroe, West Monroe. Again, if you have any questions, give us a call. Drop us a comment. Look for the Chad Show coming up, and we promise that we will strive for excellence in your eyes. We are so excited about being on the Fox network. So if anything that you want to talk about or you think we should talk about, you want to be a guest on the show at bernardcompany.com, or you can give us a call. We're always here to entertain you. Again, this is KDWM The Fish live at Bernard Studios right here in Monroe, Louisiana, Twin Cities. My name's Christopher Bass.
I'm Mike Warren.
And I'm Stacey Jones.
I'm Rebecca Gibbs.
I'm confused as hell. Chad Hayes.
And I'm Ashley.
Why are you confused, Chad? I'm trying to say goodbye, and
okay.
I'm trying to tell them as much as I know how to do.
Goodbye, everybody.
Well, oh,
look,
Lord.
when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Well, go to Facebook and Twitter, too.
Yeah, and you know what? Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, KDWM The Fish.
Twitter.
Bobby's not here anymore. That's bad.
KDWM The Fish.
I know, I had to.
This is the longest outro ever.
Boom!
Oh, I thought it was over. I picked my nose.
KDWM The Fish is filmed live in Monroe, Louisiana.
Like to keep from guessing, you know what I knew what you had, it's all so depressing. You never satisfied.
KDWM Live is filmed live in Monroe. Any reproductions of the product without written consent from Bernard Company is strictly prohibited. If you or anyone you know would like to audition for our record label or would like to benefit from our artist development program, please visit us at abernardcompany.com or call 318-608-0268. That number again, 318-608-0278.